Hey there, Yinzers. Double AP bringing you another episode of Yinzology, the study of everything Pittsburgh. So we have another exciting untubing for you. Tubular. Our first one was this beautiful painting that was done by Annie Heisey, a Yinzer in Pittsburgh. We'll put her link down below in the description to go visit her website, and you can also usually visit her if it's not raining, or rain or shine. It's usually raining. The Three Rivers Arts Festival next year. She usually attends that event. Coming in hot like a pit stop, so we're going to hit the brakes. We're going to slow down a little bit and give you a hint of what might be in this tube. We're talking about all things racing. And down here in the South, you quickly learn that racing has been here a long time, and a lot of folks consider it the birthplace of, well, NASCAR and racing, back running moonshine during the Prohibition up in the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Appalachian Mountains, running from the law. And I'm thinking, now that I've been down here, you come to realize that when racing started, this is where you could, if you were a consistent winner, and mind you, you were racing in the dirt. This was before pavement. If you could win on a consistent basis, you could put food on the table. You could support a family. You could make somewhat of a career out of racing. And so I think that's why, another reason why the South is the birthplace of racing or NASCAR. But it's not to say that Western PA doesn't have its own history of racing, beginning with Nazareth Speedway. Back in the day, it was a horse track in the 1900s, and that horse track in the middle of a cornfield or whatever field, agricultural field it was, eventually turned into a dirt oval where they started racing. And so in 1966, it became the International Nazareth Speedway with notable drivers like Frankie Schneider. And in the 1970s, drivers like Buzzy Rudiman winning titles. And in 1986, Roger Penske purchased the facility. He bought it, he paid, and paved. It went from dirt to pavement, and renaming it the Pennsylvania International Raceway in 1987, and then later renamed Nazareth Speedway in 1993, where the smaller dirt track was sold and demolished in 1988. And so they hosted NASCAR Busch Series, and they also hosted the Craftsman Truck Series, and also the kart IndyCar Firestone Indy 225 from 87 to 2004. So you've got notable drivers in PA like Mario and Michael Andretti's. All right. Now, in 99, Penske Motorsports merged with International Speedway Corporation, a NASCAR subsidiary, so they closed the track after 2004, moving events to Watkins Glen. The final NASCAR race was on May 23rd, 2024, and probably the primary reason for closing it was to avoid competition with Pocono Raceway. And it was just a smaller track, and it just probably couldn't compete or compare to the Poconos. On a side note, my favorite guitar player, one of my probably top 10 guitar players, Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits. Sorry. I want my MTV. The track inspired Mark Knopfler to write Speedway at Nazareth. It's on his Sailing to Philadelphia album. Go check it out on Spotify. So there's a lot of nostalgia with that racetrack alone. There's also in Western PA some notable track events. There's the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Motor Speedway, and that's in Imperial, PA. That's a premier dirt track. And so they They host events like the Western PA Sprint Speed Week, featuring 410 sprints, 305 sprints. It's a family-friendly atmosphere if you're looking to do something with the family. Places like Lernerville Speedway and Sarver, they've got a good, nice dirt oval, famous for sprint car racing. Then there's Jennerstown Speedway Complex up there in the Laurel Mountains. Now this one is paved, and it is also family friendly. And you got the Bedford Speedway, which is a good stock car and dirt track. Then you got mud bogs and monster truck shows. You can find all types of sprint cars and late models and modifieds, drawing in big crowds. And there is a fellow by the name of Cy Lynch. He is competing on a national level, and I think he's been racing in Western PA. And then there's the Pittsburgh International Race Complex called Pit Race in Wampum, PA. This is like a disciplined road course that has like, and all these acres offers, a wide variety of sports cars, formula cars, motorcycles, go-karting, or I think they just call it karting. I don't know. And you got track days, autocross, you got professional and amateur racing. From what I understand, there's been recent upgrades to the pavement and to the facility itself. And on that note, to shout out to Wes and Jess, who gave me some insight on the event that is held at Wampum, PA. They hosted one of many infamous, they call them 24 Hours of Lemons race. It's an endurance racing car event on it's got to be a paved course, and there's a few of them in the United States, and one of them's in Wampum. And it's like it's a unique race where you buy these clunkers, purchased cars. I think they cannot exceed $500. And that's including the safety equipment, like say like a fire extinguisher or roll bars or whatever. Can't exceed $500. And it's got this like carnival type of like atmosphere. So again, another family friendly event. Wes and Jess were kind enough to share some of this video with me and some pics where that's their car there. And again, it takes place at the Pittsburgh International Race Complex. And it's a 2-day race. And it's not unusual to go 12 to 16 hours. And they split that up between Saturday and Sunday. But spectators can attend a variety of all weekend passes. I think it's $40. Kids under 16 get in for free. And teams of at least 2 drivers compete. You don't need any kind of racing license. There's nothing. It's really low maintenance. Anybody can jump in kind of thing. You do need a valid street license. But what's funny is these cars, they come out and they're very decorative, kind of like one year, one car was decorated like Mr. Rogers' trolley. It looked like a trolley. And then there was one that was decorated and it was a tribute to Donnie Iris. And so I wouldn't consider myself a car guy. I've done some minor repairs. I've changed out a radiator. I helped my dad change out some brakes through the years. I've done batteries, checked the fluids, change a tire. But I'm not a car guy in that I don't know the ins and outs. I don't go in depth with, the level of no, I don't have the knowledge. I'm not a car guy like say Jay Leno, or who's that comedian? Who's that guy? Alan, the home improvement guy. He's a big car guy. Even down here in the South, it kind of rubs off on you. We become more race fans. We watch more NASCAR races, and we have to say, Amazon Prime has now picked up some of the NASCAR events, some of the races we watched, and now they've gone international. I was watching the Mexico race, and Amazon has really done a nice job making it more interesting, where they have better announcers, better camera angles, less commercials, and it's much more entertaining to watch on Amazon. So I recommend checking out a NASCAR race on Amazon. They just really have enhanced the viewers' uh, way of watching the race. It's much better. But growing up, I didn't really, in elementary school, I didn't know when to catch the bus because I didn't know how to tell time yet. We back in that day, we didn't have digitals, all right? Didn't have digitals or smartphones or iWatches. We had the old time clocks, and I didn't really know how to tell time yet, but I knew when to go to the school bus when Speed Racer was over. It was that Japanese animation. It was all about race cars. Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. And I would watch that every morning. And no joke, I think I've seen Ford versus Ferrari like 6 times. That's like one of my favorite racing movies with Christian Bale and Matt Damon, and they're like trying to get Ford to race in the Le Mans and to beat Ferrari, right? That was back when they were trying to reinvent Ford and bring them back onto the main stage. And that movie is great. So getting back to NASCAR, we got the Pocono Raceway is still called the Tricky Triangle. Continues to host one of the major NASCAR circuit events, Great American Getaway 400. They have like 200 events annually. So go check out the Great Pocono Raceway. They also have a great air show. Then you've got the Maple Grove Raceway in Reading. There's the Williams Grove Speedway in Mechanicsburg. Then there's the Grandview Speedway. Then there's the Path Valley Speedway in Spring Run. Then you got the Lincoln Speedway in Abbottstown. Bedford Speedway in Bedford, another dirt track. All of this is to say, what's in the tube? Let's go with the tubular untubing. So hey, if you're still with us and you've lasted this long in the video, you get to see what's inside the tube. And while we're opening up this tube, if you like this channel, you've come across this channel, and you're just having fun hanging out with us. It's maybe you had to move. You grew up in Pittsburgh, but now you live somewhere else, and you just want a little bit of hometown, reminisce, and you want to hang out with us, Yinzers. Click that subscribe button. Click the like button. Leave a comment. Share the video. Do all that great stuff. Now listen. Look at this. Look what I ordered. Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. This was back in 2017. I love posters. I'm a poster guy. A lot of people don't know Pablo Picasso. Before he became famous, he would earn money in Spain. He made some beautiful posters for the bullfights. And I just love posters and the design of posters, like the Olympic posters. Oh, man. And look at this. Look at this. I didn't just get one, but I had to get two because these were only $10. Now, some of them are $25, and some of the older ones are even a lot more, like $100. But these were just $10. What a great gift idea for, I know Father's Day is maybe Father's Day for next year. Maybe a birthday gift. Maybe a Christmas gift for that special someone who's got nice, maybe there's a brother or a dad or girl mechanics. Maybe you got a man cave or a woman cave, most likely a man cave or a man basement. And you just know someone who's a car person. What a great gift to give someone. And I can't wait. I really wanted to get the one that was made this year, but it's not ready for, it's not on the market yet. So, yeah, look how beautiful that is. You got this one? But go onto their website. The Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix is coming up. It's the nation's largest vintage street race. And it's on my bucket list. I probably won't be able to attend any of these events until I'm retired because it's a 10-day event. It's a motorsport festival held in Pittsburgh. And it's going to celebrate its 43rd year. And it runs from July 11th to July 20th. So the main race weekend at Schenley Park is on July 19th and 20th. The event features vintage car races, car shows, parades, there's parties, and there's events that raise money for autism and intellectual development and disability charities. And they've raised over $7 million since 1983. Now listen, this year they had to close down Panther Hollow Bridge. So this year's event will introduce 2 new track events at Schenley Park. There's the Panther Hollow Hill Climb, which is going to be a 1-mile hill climb. And that starts near the Phipps Conservatory and it winds up Circuit Drive to Bob O'Connor's golf course. Then there's the Schenley Oval Circuit. That's going to be a 2-mile course along the Boulevard of the Allies, Overlook Drive, Schenley Oval, and Greenfield Road, with technical turns and hay bale chicane. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's just a whole wide variety of events centered around the main event, which is the race in Schenley Park. But you got to go check it out. If you're watching this video when it just came out, you have time. Go check it out. So if you kind Yinzer viewers will allow me to digress one more time, I was thinking, if you're Gen X and you were raised in the 80s, you were submersed with Hot Wheels, Matchbox, Stompers, Tonkas, and every TV show imaginable had an awesomeness of a car like the General Lee, Dukes of Hazzards, BJ and the Bear, motorcycles on chips, Knight Rider, Back to the Future DeLorean. We had awesome cars ingrained in the brain, and you were just, whether you're a car guy or not, you're gonna appreciate cars. And so I wanted to show you a little side project I'm working on. We have the benefit of picking up these used NASCAR race tires down here for 10, 20 bucks. So I picked one up, and this is going to be the base of, you see that PVC plastic is the base of a tetherball set. And I'm going to pour cement. Normally you'd pour like 2 bags of cement, but these tires are so large. You could pour like 6 bags of cement in these things. So I had to fill her up with, I tried paper towels, but I ended up using styrofoam. I also used that metal bowl to try to take up some real estate and to eliminate the weight, because I wanted to make this thing portable where you break it down and a couple guys can lift it and you can throw it in the back of a truck and you can take it anywhere you want, like on a picnic or something. Now there's the middle bowl, and you'll notice a little plastic sleeve that I tried to put around the PVC pipe, and you got to make sure you tape that pipe so cement doesn't get into it. But all you really need is a bag of cement, cordless drill. You stick the mixer right there into the drill, and you stick all that into a 5-gallon bucket, add a little bit of water, and dump it right into the tire / paper towel / styrofoam. And you make sure you cover that tire up nice so you don't get it all dirty, because when you're all done, you want to get some tire cleaner, some tire shine, and just clean it up. Give it a nice wash her down. And look at that, there you go. And it's a work in progress. I got to add some more styrofoam to it because the cement's kind of rolling around in the tires still. But these tires are just massive. It was a lot of fun, and yeah. So, it's just fun to know that there's some grassroots organic racing going on still. You could find it. They're out there. Because down here in the South, there's a lot of controversy going on within NASCAR. You know, back in the day with Kyle Petty and Dale Earnhardt, a lot of the racing centered around the personality of the drivers. And when you move down here, you better be sure you have a driver. They'd all be like, "Who's your driver?" And you better be like, "Oh, my driver's Dale Earnhardt." But nowadays, it's not so much about the driver or their personality, and a lot has changed. And so you have a lot of NASCAR fans. They kind of yearn for the traditional days. They long for the days where the car hasn't changed, where NASCAR is kind of like, it's kind of like they've decided brand over fan, meaning they've gone with the companies and the money rather than the fans and what the fans want. It's kind of like a catch-22. The fans were like, "Hey, y'all, NASCAR's here and it's bigger than you think and it's a lot of fun, and hey, take a look at us." And now it's like gotten so big, it's kind of like, you think of like, now there's, the fans are upset because they're softening and changing the rules, and even the way the circuit, the way they play out the winner, it's no longer what you would think. Back in the day, it was called the Winston Cup Series, and you had to really win and gain points to win, and all that's changed, and it's big, you know, rather than what they have now is like a full season format where like someone who's not doing so well can come out of nowhere and just automatically win the whole thing. And it kind of reminds a lot of people like the NBA or the NFL. It's like they keep softening the NFL where you can't hit the quarterback, or you're changing all these rules and making it kind of softer for safety reasons, and you're not listening to the fans so much. That's why I still stick with hockey. Hockey's still, the NASCAR fans wanted to get back to the grittiness, back to the raw, gritty oil, and even the dirt, even though it's pavement. They want to get back to the dirt of the racing where it was, more physical and more fun. But if you're a Yinzer and you are a car person and you enjoy racing, but maybe a lot of Yinzers didn't realize, a lot of Yinzers don't know that there's a lot of racing around the area. Get out there, have some fun, check out some of these family friendly events. Until next time, I'm Double AP and I'm out.